Hello, and you're listening to WITZ, the WITZ, the one place for all things music, art, and entertainment right here in Douglas County, Oregon. I'm your host, Mr. Colin Hurwitz, and thank you so much for joining us today. We have a lot of great sponsors, and we want to say thank you to all of our sponsors, and this episode is brought to you by 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill. Don't forget Edward Jones for your investment needs, and don't forget New Visions Eye Care for your spectacle needs, and of course, WITZ Emmett for your financial needs. Some of the greatest businesses in Southern Oregon, you betcha. And of course, don't forget the Gene Bechtel School for Music, Spiderking Studios, and the Douglas County Music Association. Let me tell you a little bit about where your money goes when you sponsor and donate and become a part of our membership tier. $300 makes you a bronze tier member, and that money helps to support students who need instruments and studio space. $500 makes you a part of the silver tier, and that helps us make sure that we have scholarships and sponsorships available for young performers and older ones too. And then of course, $1,000, that makes you a gold tier sponsor. And of course, if you're a gold tier sponsor, we'll find things to put in your pockets, I promise. But you are really making sure that all of our music programs in Douglas County are receiving the help that they need. So please consider donating and signing up today to be a member. If you're ready to donate now, you can write a check to the DCMA and you can send it to 1622 Northeast Vine Street. That's in Roseburg, Oregon at 97470. Or you can go to our Venmo at Oregon DCMA. And don't forget, you don't have to be a part of the membership tier if you don't want to. You can give $1, $2, $10. You can even give a penny. Anything helps. And the thing is, if you want to make sure that money gets directly to us, you can come to the Gene Bechtel School and say, I have some cash for the DCMA. When we have events, you can bring cash or a check. Like our piano concert in June of this year, a lot of families brought their checkbooks and wrote checks for like $20 or even just gave us $20 to $50 cash. So anything that you want to donate will help what we're trying to do. So don't feel intimidated by those big numbers, unless you want to, but we love anybody who wants to donate and help us with our cause. So thanks. And now for some old news.
Well, everybody, welcome back. I appreciate everyone joining us on the program. I'm still kind of playing with this new camera that I got. I did the entire segment, and then halfway through the show, it went out of focus, and my face is all blurry. So here we go again. This is going to be great. Oh, and by the way, my ring light no longer works, so if my face looks not as bright as usual, trust me, I'm still in a good mood. I just don't have the lights that I used to have, and it's okay. We'll get through it. But let's get back to some old news. So Rovers and Dragons played at North 40's 5th birthday anniversary party. That was recently November the 16th, just before Thanksgiving. I have not heard Rovers and Dragons play, but based on these instruments that I'm seeing, I see fiddles and I see looks like a bodhran, that Irish drum, I believe, or a Scottish drum. I'm not actually sure. I see an accordion here, and what it says here is a comedy songs, sea shanties, and dance music. So that sounds very, very cool. If you went to that and you'd like to let us know how that was, or if you know these people, well, we'd love to have this band on the program. So if somebody can get us in touch, that'd be great. So Rovers and Dragons, thanks for playing at North 40 a couple weeks ago. Now, I don't know this person. I haven't met him yet, but I'm looking forward to meeting him someday. Looks like an Eli Hansen or Elijah Hansen playing bass guitar, keyboards. He's got a friend back there playing the guitar. So that's had a cool show at Too Shy. That was on November the 25th, just a few days ago. I don't know much about Eli, like I said, but I heard he's a really good bass player, and it'd actually be nice to have his band on the program too. They played a Too Shy Brewing show at 7 p.m. on November the 25th, and they also had a guest singer-songwriter, Ben Estrada. So that's awesome. Eli, I hope we get to meet soon. It'd be nice to have you on the program. This is a new group that I've recently discovered. It's called Acoustic Blend. There's only 4 guys, and I think I actually recognize this drummer. I believe we went to school together. His name is Nick. Super cool guy. Really enjoy him. They played at Russell's, and if you've not been to Russell's Vineyard, it's really pretty, and you should certainly go check that out. The Thanksgiving open house at Russell's was on Friday the 24th and Saturday the 25th. I don't have a description here of Acoustic Blend. Well, here's it says classic and contemporary rock, which makes sense because it's a 4-piece band with mostly guitars and drums, including a bass guitar, a 5-string bass. Nicely done, sir. That was now the whole group played from 12 to 4 both days. So that means they have a lot of content ready to go. So I hope to hear Acoustic Blend soon. I actually would like to have them on the program. It's 3 groups that's been on the show or haven't been on the show so far that we absolutely want to get on the show. So that'd be really awesome. If acoustic blend, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. This is something I recently discovered, and I don't normally do this, but one of our Facebook page supporters, Jen, has been posting about this place called the Lamplighter Cafe and Lounge. And the biggest thing that I've noticed is that every single day there seems to be some kind of musical group or artist or some kind of feature or special, because that's what Jen has been posting almost every day, that there's some kind of special artist or musician or music program. And so if you've not been to the Lamplighter, it's in Oakland, Oregon, just down the road from Sutherland, which makes it Douglas County territory. On 126 Locust Street, they serve lunch, dinner, and a full bar on lottery, live music, karaoke, and football. So if you've been to the Lamplighter and like to let us know what it was like, you could leave a comment in the comment section below. You can always send me an email, you know, OregonDCMA@gmail.com, just like in the beginning segments. But Lamplighter Cafe and Lounge, if you've been, let us know how it was, and maybe my film crew and I can go out there and maybe we can do a commercial for them. We'll look into that. I love talking about this group, the Old Time Fiddle Jam. I really enjoy talking about this group, especially that acronym UTFA, which is the association that the Old Time Fiddlers are under. These guys have consistently had a show every single month for the last few months at least. The most recent show was also on Saturday the 25th, so 3 different shows all happening on Saturday all at once. And again, it's an old-time fiddle group, and I see mostly fiddles, so I imagine if you don't know what old-time fiddle jam music sounds like, just go back to the Old West and go take a listen to that. So the old-time fiddle jam, and I'll just talk about this now, they have another show coming up, but not until the end of December. That'll be Saturday, December the 30th, and then it looks like they have 5 more shows on the program. So if you are a part of the Old Time Fiddlers and you'd like to come on the show, that's, again, we need more people to come on the program. We're here to highlight the community. So maybe we can even come to one of your shows. That'd be great. So the Old Time Fiddle Jam, thanks for playing and being a group. Our last item for discussion today for old news is this. So the Roseburg High School Jazz Band is actually going to be playing. Well, I'm recording this today, it's Wednesday, but by the time this episode goes out, it'll be too late. So I hope you had a chance to check out the Roseburg High School Jazz Band's performance at 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill. Well, it says Splits Family Grill here, so the show's probably not in the bowling alley. That would seem weird, but you know, crazier things have happened. The music started at 6 p.m., and so I'm actually going to try to check this out. And I won't be able to report on it because by the time I've seen it, the show will already be up because it goes up on Thursday. But support the band, go to Splits, and watch the Roseburg High School Jazz Band make some great music. Many of my students from Hillcrest are in the jazz band, including some of my private drum students. So that's fantastic. I can't wait to hear more about that. And that's all we have for old news.
And now it's time for some reviews.
Oh, we got quite a few things to get through today. We reviewed many things, and I'll just start from the top. On November the 19th, the Gene Bechtel School's homeschool youth choir had their very first concert. That's fantastic, you guys. I didn't go. I actually didn't know about it, but that's really great. First of all, getting a homeschool choir together takes a lot of work. I think it's got about 10 kids, but getting homeschool kids to leave their homes and come sing with the group is pretty challenging. So the fact that that is even an option for them is fantastic. And I'll read this to you. The girls did an amazing job, and it was tons of fun hearing them sing. They sang a Latin chant, classic jazz standards, folk songs, and English rounds. We should have been there. So nice work, all of you homeschool choir kids. Thanks for being a part of the Gene Bechtel School of Music and singing with your best sound. That's fantastic. Let's go over the Gene Bechtel School open house. Yes, I was able to attend the open house. And it's funny, not quite the format I'm used to. So usually open house, in my opinion, is the house is open and people are walking around and chatting and all kinds of stuff. But this was kind of interesting because I think this is the first open house Gene Bechtel has done. And from what I saw, it was fascinating because everybody just kind of went into the theater room and just kind of sat down. And then everybody was sat down in the theater room, and the vibe that I got was people were looking around like, we're not really sure what to do. It was really interesting, actually, because I kind of had that vibe too, because you probably wouldn't believe this if I told you, but, you know, I don't actually do well in large crowds. Why? I don't know. It just makes me uncomfortable to be around so much uncertainty. When you're just surrounded by people you don't know, it just kind of puts me on edge. Unless I'm standing in front, leading the whatever, I tend to get overwhelmed by all the people. So it was kind of interesting walking around trying to figure out who to talk to and what conversations to have. Met a lot of good people and got some new supporters for the DCMA, especially people who I got 2 new subscribers to the YouTube channel. So if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, click the subscribe button at the bottom. I am not a YouTuber. I will just let you know that. So I'm not gonna like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll be notified about every new episode. And to be honest, we're kind of trying to migrate away from Facebook. Facebook is great for our initial following. We have about almost 600 members of the website on the Facebook page, but hopefully we'll get this website crafted. It's my fault it's taking so long. Trying to get this website crafted so we can change our flow of traffic, create an email system where people can be emailed a newsletter with a link to the show, and then of course being notified on YouTube as well that the new episodes have aired. So really exciting to see this open house, and it was really quite successful. It was completely full. I was actually kind of worried that it might have been like a trickling, like a few people, or maybe even a no-show, but the whole house was packed. And I was able to tell a few people about it, but I almost didn't have to, because when I walked in, there was nowhere to go. It was just completely full. We took people on tours. We showed them the keyboarding lab across the way. Our goal is to hopefully one of these days kind of take over that. If you've not been to the Gene Bechtel School, it's kind of like a series of buildings. It almost looks like a strip mall. Well, at least it would be if it had stores that you could shop in. But if we could take this entire section and turn them all into classrooms, we could actually open a brand new conservatory of music with enough rooms and teachers to actually run it like, I don't know, a university, a real one, like a big one. We're just getting started, and Michael's doing a great job leading the charge on this. So great job, Michael. Congratulations on your open house. That's fantastic. I'm going to talk about Thanksgiving. Why not? Some people celebrate Thanksgiving, some people don't. The reason I like Thanksgiving, honestly, is just an excuse to get together. Now, I know not everybody's family lives as close together as mine does. My entire family, within reason, my entire family is basically within walking distance. So when we already have family dinner every other week anyway, so this is just another reason to get together and have dinner. It's just Thanksgiving food, for some reason, really gets me in the best way possible. Like first, and I've made this claim before. You could take most Thanksgiving foods, just roll it in a burrito, and just go to town. I don't know what it is about Thanksgiving food. Maybe it's probably super starchy and salty, might be, and then of course pumpkin pie. You can't beat that. Well, I don't like fruit pies myself, and I'm sorry if I lose I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but yeah, Thanksgiving was a great time, and I hope yours was great. And if you don't celebrate, I hope you did something else. I hope you went and watched a movie, or maybe you went to a restaurant and just enjoyed some time to yourself. And if you didn't get any time off, I'm sorry. Find that time and take care of yourself. You must do it, and be grateful for the things that you have. And I look forward to getting new things down the road. Now, you've never heard, okay, you probably haven't heard of this, but my band and choir kids created a fundraiser last year. Hear me out. We created something called Pete's Giving. Now, so Thanksgiving is the official holiday. Now, we have some kids at our school that are Jehovah's Witnesses, and so they can't do Christmas, they can't do birthdays. And so when we do like Veterans Day music, or when we do certain kinds of music, like they can't participate. They can't even sing the Star Spangled Banner. That's fine. You do your thing. It's not my place to judge or even make an assumption about anything. But what I tried to do is create kind of a pizza feed for all the band and choir kids, trying to raise money for the band and choir program. Last year, I raised enough money where I only had to pay $30 out of pocket to buy everything. So that was great. That was a great first start. And then this year, we were able to actually make money on the fundraiser without having to spend all of it on the food. So that was really great. 10 Down Bowling really hooked us up. I was really, really grateful for you for doing that. So thank you. And then, of course, all the parents and volunteers that helped serve food, set up the food, helped me clean up, took care of the kids. The kids did a great job. It's called Pete's Giving. It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving because it's the last day of school. And it's just a big pizza feed. So we'll be talking more about that next year when it's about this time. But we've now officially done it 2 years in a row. And it's going to be a band and choir fundraiser forever. The Hillcrest Community Choir and Band, Pete's Giving. Who's Pete? We made a silly story that Pete is a pumpkin man with a pumpkin for a head, but he holds it in his hand like this. And in his other hand is a pizza. And he brings pizza to the kids. What else are you gonna do? So that's Pete's Giving, and I'll talk more about that later. Thanks. I will review this movie very quickly. I will not say very much because I don't want to say. When I do movie reviews, I want them to be substantive but not revealing. I don't want to say too much about movies without spoiling anything. So I went and saw Hunger Games, Songbirds and Snakes. I saw that on Monday with my family, my wife and her parents. And you know what? I gave it a 6.6. And that might be seem like I might seem like a harsh score. You know, you're like, what? Was it not that good? The movie was fine. The movie was fine. It was well shot. The story was clearly told. There were just elements of it that didn't, I don't know. It didn't feel. It felt kind of marvelly. You know, you're never gonna get away from the CGI. It's just not gonna happen. You're gonna have the CGI. You're gonna have unnecessary additions. You know, things that were added that are not part of the story. And I've not read the book, but my wife can confirm that some things were added that were not part of the book, but they actually serve the movie well, which is pretty rare. Usually, you don't. If you added something to a story, or if you add something to a movie that's not in the story, sometimes that takes away from the original story. Like Harry Potter is a great example. Without saying anything, they changed elements of the story in the movie that don't match the books. And as I was listening to the books on audio, when I'm reading, I'm like, that didn't happen in the movie. So I get that. Sometimes these executives have to make these changes to make the movie more interesting or relevant, and I get that. Good, well shot, decent story. I did enjoy it. Obviously, if I gave it more than a 5, then I probably liked it. But 6.6, I would recommend it. I would recommend it. If you're a Hunger Games fan, go watch it. It's well shot, so go check that out. And that's all we have for some reviews.
Hey, check this out.
This out. All right, we got a short list of shows coming up. It seems that as when the season gets colder, the amount of shows decrease, and that seems normal to me, except even in the old section of this review, or not the review section, but when I talked about old news, there were 3 shows on Saturday. And I think even earlier in the year during the summer, we would have some Saturdays with 6 different shows all happening at once. Once it gets colder and darker, it sometimes is not as interesting or seemingly to go out and do stuff. So I totally get that. But here's something you should check out for sure. The Gene Bechtel School for Music is offering a Thanksgiving special, I can see. You get 4 30-minute music lessons and at an extreme discount. I will tell you this, we're offering 1 month of music lessons for only $60. That is a steal, my friend. Choose from piano, voice, guitar, drums, that's me, trombone, saxophone, clarinet, violin, viola, cello, and much, much more. In fact, if you want to learn Hindustani music, we have all those options too, especially things like the sitar and the rebab and a bunch of other cool instruments from other countries. That's really awesome. So Gene Bechtel, thanks for offering that great discount on private music lessons. Please check that out. This is happening soon. This is a group called We're Not Elvis, and it's got my friend Buzz Long in it, and he's cool. Really appreciate that guy. I would like to visit this place. This is at the Workman's Bar and Smokehouse. We've talked about this venue a couple of times. If you've been there, let us know in the comment section below. If it's a great place, I'd like to know. I'll probably get out there one of these days. Who knows? But that's at 4550 Old Highway 99 South. I'll say it one more time. That is the Workman's Bar and Smokehouse at 4550 Old Highway 99 South. That's December the 2nd. That's actually just a few days from now, but it is actually happening soon. So this is considered a current event. That's happening this Saturday. You'll want to check that out. Go see We're Not Elvis. I only imagine what style of music they play. It looks like maybe a dance group. There isn't a lot of detail here. Here it is. Playing that rock and roll music. There you go. Rock and roll, straight up. Go check that out. My film crew and I are going to try to go get this on camera and present it for our final episode of the 2023 year. We're going to take a little bit of a break after the next episode, which is in 2 weeks. We're going to enjoy a little bit of a winter getaway, and then the next episode will be in January 4th, and we'll talk more about that later. The UCC Performing and Visual Arts presents the Umpqua Singers and the Bighorn Jazz Band. Well, that'll be really exciting to go see. We got, I think actually, when we started this show, that was one of the first episodes that we did that was using a camera. For those of you who have just joined us, you probably don't know or forgot or whatever, didn't see it. But our original broadcast, when we first started, was audio only, and I was literally using my phone. I would just sit at my desk with my phone and just record the broadcast with my phone in my hands. And then I would just send the phone to my mixer. I would send it to Jake, and he would just put it up on the website. So we were able to get cameras and start shooting some footage. And the first thing that we did was we interviewed the Umpqua Singers. In fact, it'd be really cool to do that again. So the Umpqua Singers and the Bighorn Jazz Band are playing a show. That's next Tuesday, December the 5th at 7 p.m. Looks like $15 general admission, and it's $10 for seniors or older folks. The students are free. I'm a teacher, so I don't know where I fit in there. I'm shooting the episode. I'm shooting the show. So hopefully they won't charge me very much. I'll pay like $7. But if you should bring $15, right, cash would probably be preferred, I would guess. Or maybe a check if you bring in a whole family. But check that out. That's next Tuesday, and I'm eager to get that on camera. That'll be fantastic. This is our last current event that I've seen so far. It seems like a short list today, and that's okay. It says, come to the Roseburg Folklore Society's Solstice Sing. We will celebrate the old year and sing in the new. Well, that sounds fun. Sunday, December the 10th. So that is not this week, but the following week. So make sure you mark your calendars, kids. Sunday, December the 10th at Oran Moore Artisan Mead. Now, the Gene Bechtel School and I have been talking, or Michael and I have been talking about trying to do some stuff where we bring musicians to these venues, especially our students, to get them some airtime, or host little festivals at these areas with a great performing stage. I have never been to Oran Moore. I'd like to go and check it out. You'd be surprised how little time I have to go out and do things. I'll work all day, and now it's dark, which makes it spooky and scary. At 5 p.m. is the social hour with pizza provided by the Roseburg Folklore Society, and then from 6 to 8, it's a sing-along with the RFS songbooks, piano accompanied by Deborah Kay. And I know Deborah, she's awesome. So you'll want to check that out. That is the Solstice Sing, Sunday, December the 10th, starts at 5 p.m., music starts at 6. It's free, but donations are greatly appreciated. For more information, you can call Marnie at 541-440-0684. That's 541-440-0684. And that's all we have for current events.
And now our feature presentation.
won't give up on me. Yes. He'll be fine by the slide, I'm telling you, baby. These things eat at your bones and drive your young mind crazy. But when you place your head between my collar and jaw, I don't know much, but there's no way at all. And I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. 'Cause if I say I miss you, I know that you won't. But I miss you in the mornings when I see the sun. Something in the orange tells me we're not done. To you I'm just a man, to me you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Poison myself again, something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. Need to hear you say you've been waiting all night. 'Cause orange dancing in your eyes from bold light. And your voice only trembles when you try to speak. Take me back to us dancing this wood used to creep. To you I'm just a man, to me you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Poison myself again, something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. If you leave today, I'll just stare at the way the orange touches all things around. The grass, trees, and dew, how I just hate you. Please turn those headlights around. Please turn those headlights around.
And it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome to the show Alyssia. Now, tell them, for the audience who doesn't know, what is your last name, please?
Dunning.
Okay, so Alyssia Dunning. Now, she teaches at the Jean Bechtel School for Music as well as about 7 other teachers. And it's funny because I've known who Alyssia is for a while, but we haven't been able to actually cross paths until recently. So Alyssia, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you're here. Now, Alyssia, for the audience who doesn't know, I would just like you to give a short biography, where you're from, maybe you're from around here, and if not, where, what have you been up to your whole life? Just curious.
Yeah, so I'm 25 years old. I have not lived in Oregon my whole life. I'm from California. I was raised in the Central Valley in Modesto, and I came here when I was in middle school. So I've spent a pretty good chunk of my life here now at this point.
And you mean like Roseburg in middle school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one of the middle schools did you go to?
Well, I guess technically it was Winston because I went to Winston Middle School to start, and then I went to Douglas High School.
Nice.
Graduated there in 2016.
2016. Who was the director of Douglas when you went there? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
That's fair. Okay. And you've been in Roseburg ever since, I imagine.
Actually, I've been all over the place.
Ooh, let's hear about this. I want to hear about this.
Yeah. So after high school, I went up to Portland. I was going to Portland State for a while, so I actually lived in the dorms in downtown. And then I decided that was not for me.
Sure.
I did not like the city. And so I went down to Eugene, tried that for a while. Again, didn't really like the city. And then I came back down to Roseburg. been here ever since.
I am curious though, what was it about, I can understand city life is not like for everybody, and I get that, I'm kind of the same way, but Eugene doesn't strike me as like a city vibe. What was it about Eugene specifically you didn't like? Or was it the exact same thing?
I mean, I guess it was just the mass amounts of people. I like the idea of a small town being somewhere where there's not so much traffic, not so many, like I don't walk down the road and get harassed by people being like, hey, what are you doing over there? And I'm like, oh, no, nope, don't talk to me.
I get you. Actually, my wife, we talked about, she would walk through downtown Eugene and get heckled daily. And it wasn't like traditional heckling, like whistling. It's just like, you dropped your smile, and then like followed by some profanity if she didn't respond. Actually, the thing that scared my wife the most is somebody lit off like a M80 like firecrackers somewhere in downtown, and it shook her up something fierce. So yeah, I can see where maybe Eugene's not the best place for everybody, but we're glad that you're here. How long have you been at the Gene Bechtel School for?
I have been since we opened. I was the second teacher to ever become an instructor here. So we've been open for about a year and a half now? Almost 2 years?
Nice. Yeah, the school's still pretty young. In fact, I think the DCMA and the school kind of made connections about the same time when we both opened, except I think the Gene Bechtel School had been open for like 6 months, maybe a little bit less than that, but it feels like we're all kind of starting from the bottom, huh?
Yes, yeah.
A true grassroots campaign, as they say. And what instruments, or just voice, or I know you just played piano and sang, and that was really, really good, and I really enjoyed that. But anything else you play or teach? Or?
So I am learning guitar. It's a slow go, but I'm teaching myself that. And then, just piano and voice. I played recorder back in the day, saxophone.
I know, I've not had one student request recorder lessons, not once.
I could play hot cross buns like no tomorrow.
Oh, I would hope so. I mean, it's like the first. It's what if I remember? It's thumb in one. Well, actually, I don't remember. Actually, I was about to start a recording unit at my school, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. We'll try to avoid that.
It's extremely unsanitary when you have a lot of children.
And how many students at the school do you have right now?
So currently right now I have 6. So I am in my low season, but I have been up to about 15 to 20 before.
Is that during the summertime?
Yes.
Yeah, summer we usually get a lot of, because school's out, kids are bored, parents are tired of kids, get them out of here, go do lessons.
Yep.
No, awesome. What kind of music do you like to sing the most? What kind of music to play?
I like to do a lot of R&B, a lot of soul and R&B. Some of my favorites are Etta James.
Yes.
That's a big one for me. I've done a lot of her songs at a lot of events that I've done around here. And then, of course, the regular pop ballad. I love a good ballad. I try not to sing too many sad songs, but usually it ends up going there.
It brings you down after a while, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
But they're always the best vocally. You get those long, really nice notes. It's not like a pop song where it's like repetitive, same thing over and over again.
Oh, so no Cyndi Lauper for you, none of that?
No, girls just want to have fun. It's not my jam.
Well, that's like a double soprano. That's like a sopranino voice to sing that one. Man, that's tough. I feel you. And so you've been at the Gene Bechtel School for almost 2 years. Well, if the school's been open for 2 years and you've been there since the beginning, is there anywhere else that you teach, or are there any other projects? You mentioned events. What kind of events and projects are you involved in or have been involved in?
Yeah, so I've been doing music since I moved here. I've been in and out of different community events, different types of choirs when I was in school. I have done we have a local talent show Roseburg holds. I've done that 3 times.
We do?
Yes.
What's that?
We do. I know the people who put it on. It usually is at Roseburg High School.
What's it called? Is it just called Talent Show?
It's just called Talent Show.
Wow.
And it goes up to 18, so I did that when I was younger. I did about 3 times.
Yeah.
Past that, when I went up to Portland, I did a lot of open mics. I was pretty regular with that. And then I was also in the choirs there. They're mixed choir and then the all-women's choir. Then when I came back down to Eugene, that was when I started private lessons. So I had a few students who I tutored in music theory, and I also taught them voice. I didn't do a lot of piano because I was pretty fresh out of learning it myself.
Right.
But I had 4 students at the time, and I lived there for a year, and they were with me the whole year, rocked with me. So that was really nice. And then when I came here, took a break for a while, and then I actually messaged Michael on Facebook.
Did you know Michael before this, or how did you guys meet?
We were Facebook friends.
Just,
I
but
don't know how. We never met in person, nothing like that.
Just ended up
We
meeting.
just, I saw
Really?
his post one day. He said, I'm opening a school and I need instructors. So my first thing is, do I have to have a degree? And if not, then I would love to.
Did I ever tell you the story of how about Michael and I met? It's almost identical.
Yeah.
The thing is, Michael had sent me a message saying, "Hey, I heard you teach music at Hillcrest." The thing is, his profile picture looked like it was taken like 30 years ago. He looked like a kid, looked like really young. And I was like, "Aw, what a kid's trying to start a music school? That's adorable. I'll help with that." And then we met, and I was like, "Oh, you're like a seasoned veteran. Oh, you have like 6 degrees. Oh, geez." So yeah, kind of funny how Michael meets people. I will say it is fascinating. What is your age range of students that you prefer, or do you not really care that much? I think you had an adult student earlier today.
Yes, my students right now range all the way from 4 years old to, I believe my oldest one is 67, I want to say.
Cool.
So I do love the older crowd. They're a lot of fun. But normally I try to stick within like middle school and up.
Yes. Okay.
Because it's a lot easier to work with voices past puberty.
Right, when you're dealing with little kids, their voices are going to change, so it's mostly just kind of keeping them entertained.
Yeah, at that point, it's a lot of Old MacDonald Had a Farm and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star over and over again.
And, building that foundation when you're young is important, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. For example, we had Kim Eichmann on the show, and she specializes in pre-K.
Right.
If you have the patience for that kind of tomfoolery, then I thank you for that. It's fantastic. I want to ask a question. I want to make sure this doesn't cross any boundaries or anything, but you mentioned you'd started a program at Portland. Did you complete any of your programs, or are you still kind of looming in that area?
So I have completed a program in music therapy. I do have a certificate in music therapy.
Okay.
I also have a certificate in vocal performance from Berklee College of Music.
Which Berkeley?
The Berklee in Boston, Berklee College of Music. I did an online course with them, though.
When did you do that?
I didn't go to Boston.
When did you do that?
I did that. It was actually right before I started with Gene Bechtel. So I did it the summer before. They were offering a course, and I decided why not.
Well, Berkeley's no joke. I didn't know that you went to Berkeley. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's funny. I wanted to go to Berkeley when I was a kid, too. Didn't happen, but I didn't realize I had an online stuff.
First time I went to do it, I did not get accepted, but the second time, they let me right in.
Sometimes schools like to play hard to get. Yeah. I get it. Looking at the clock, we're almost out of time, but there was one more thing I wanted to discuss, and you and I discussed off camera about this. I believe Gene Bechtel's not your full-time job. Where's the other place that you're at?
Yeah, so my full-time right now, I am actually a vault teller for First Interstate Bank.
Nice.
So I get to do lots of fun financial stuff. And they are actually a huge part of both sides of my life now. They have decided to very graciously give us a grant to start a program where we will be teaching foster ed kids vocals and guitar at no cost to them.
Yep.
And I am so excited because that is something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Bringing music to students who could not, I don't want to say afford it, but could not find the opportunities around in their community has been really important for me.
I noticed you use the word foster, and I think you and I both know that when you're talking about foster kids, you're not talking about easy kids, You're talking about kids who have been through some stuff, some hard kids, and if you've watched any movie about kids who grow up in foster homes, usually there's some kind of negative connotation with it. So the fact that you've made an effort to make that happen is pretty amazing in my opinion. I've actually talked about it on the show twice, but now that we have you here, I'm just happy to have you kind of spill a little bit about all of that. And no, the DCMA is not only happy to do this, we are thrilled that the Interstate Bank wants to do this with us, and we're going to make sure that these musicians get taken care of to go all the way out there. So, no, really nice job. That's really quite impressive. In fact, that was kind of the basis for our beginning conversations.
Yes.
There wasn't much to talk about because we were just always in passing, like, okay, see ya, okay, bye, okay, see ya. And then it's just like, hey, I have a project. Can you help? And I'm like, yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Right on it.
Now, Alyssia, that was fantastic, and I do want to thank you again for doing that. Is there anything for the audience you'd like them to know about you? Do you have a website? Do you want to pitch a show? Do you want to encourage students to come see you at Gene Bechtel School? Anything that you want the audience to know, now is your chance.
Yeah, so I would definitely love to get some more students here at Gene Bechtel. But a big part of that, I don't do much social media, But I would actually like to, if eventually we get to this point, I would like to start a TikTok for us, so we get in with the young kids.
Oh, oh no.
Yep.
New tech,
Yep.
oh no.
We're getting in there with the young kids.
I've been avoiding this. Okay, TikTok
But-
it is.
Talking about our previous project as well, I would love if we had some people who were really interested in helping us out with donations, with if you have old instruments, if you have anything you could help us bring to those foster kids would be great.
Yes, the DCMA will happily collect old instruments, used instruments. If you have an instrument that you think is busted beyond repair, bring it in. I know people will get it fixed. All we want to do is put these instruments into the hands of students who not only want them, but need them. Absolutely. Alyssia, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
No, I'm really grateful to you, and I can't wait to have you on the show again soon. Thanks. Well, that seems to be all the time we have left for today. Tune in next week for another great episode of the WITZ, the WITZ, brought to you by the Douglas County Music Association and so many other great sponsors. Again, if you're willing to donate now, you can send a check to 1622 Northeast Vine Street at Roseburg, Oregon 97470, or you can go to our Venmo at Oregon DCMA. We can't wait to hear from you. That's all the time we have. Until next time, bye everyone.